Now here you see subject one name, normally using input function I read. Second one, subject one marks, into function I use it because I want to convert. Thereafter, everything subject 2 group, subject 3 group, subject 4 group, subject 5 group. Here, see, it is like a good designed page, nicely formatted. And one more advantage is there. Actually, first group, that means subject 1 group, you correctly type without mistakes. You type. Thereafter, don't type remaining 4 groups. 4 groups mean 8 statements. What to do? You give a line gap, see, one line gap and copy and paste. Line gap, copy and paste. Line gap, copy and paste. 4 times you copy and paste. Then you see that how many characters you have to change in each group. Second group you see how many characters you are changing. Your character 4 characters you are changing. Where 1 is there, it should be replaced by 2. That's it. You come to next group, where 1 is there, you have to replace with 3. 4 characters, if you change, entire thing is correct. But in this, one danger is there. In the first group, if you remain any mistakes or errors, the same are carried forward. That's why whenever you are taking a base for copy and paste, the base should be 100% correct. That point you have to understand and proceed. But otherwise, if you type, you get more practice, you type it. I am not discouraging it. But you want to be smart and all that, smartness in everything. Don't be over smart. This is not encouraging laziness. Most programmers in the industry, 90% of their jobs is nothing but copy and paste. Understand? So here you do that, but be careful. In the first group itself, errors are there. The same errors are copied into other groups also. Simply, you can save lot of time, more than 50% time you can save. Now, this grouping, line gaps you give. Why I have given line gaps? Just apply your common sense, you can understand. Why every page in a textbook is divided into paragraphs, and each para is having integrity in subject. That point also you have to understand. Here also one integrity is there. In one group what there, subject 1 over there. Subject 1 name, subject 1 marks. Subject 2 name, subject 2 marks. Subject 3 name, subject 3 marks. Like that one integrity is there. That point you have to follow. Okay. Now this is complete input section. How many lines of code we have written? 13 lines of code we have written. Always cross check. Sometimes you may forget. 13 input variables are there. 13 input statements you have written. Thereafter, processing section. Processing section, what you have to calculate? You have to calculate total marks. Total marks. Total marks, simple formula, simple arithmetics. What is that? Where total marks are stored? In subject 1 marks, subject 2 marks, subject 3 marks, subject 4 marks, subject 5 marks. All that you add. All that you add. Suppose it does not accommodate in one line, just you break it. Just you press enter key, it goes to the other line. Okay, like how I did, you can do that. You can do that. However, because some error happens and all that, because of some reason, you make a probe. So much spoon feeding will not do. You burn your hands, and by that you learn many things. So you do that. If a line is very lengthy, it is better to dissect it into 2. Thereafter, we got the total marks. Thereafter, average marks we have to calculate. Average marks, how we calculate? AVG marks. Here, one point I have to explain to you. What is the formula? You know that. Total marks. Here, double slashes I have written by 5. Actually, if you write a single slash, fraction comes. Fraction may come. That means we are taking integer only. Suppose your marks in 5 papers are 303. Then by 5. Then 60.6 will come. We don't want this. We are ignoring that. If you want, you can do that. So that's why then use 2. If you use 2, 60 will come. Otherwise, 60.6 will come. That point you have to understand. That is the processing section. Thereafter, marks report. Mark report looks bigger. It looks like a forest. Don't worry. In this, every bit you know, every bit I explain. Otherwise, you copy that. Time being, but I am not encouraging copying. But only thing is, as what you understood and all that, strictly according to that, you do that. After writing every line, or After writing every line, you check up with this code. Then you should not commit a mistake. The same mistake should not be committed. Or otherwise, write everything, you type everything. After that, check with the code before execution. Nothing wrong. But one thing you must learn where you are committing mistake. That realization should be there. Whatever mistake you committed, it should not be repeated in further programs. Once for all, it should be plugged. That point you have to understand. So, marks report we write. Only thing is here horizontal tab only we use. Then everything is nicely formed. No doubt about that. Then we have written input section, process section, and output section. Finally, see the output. It looks like this. Enter the student's name, enter the class number, enter the roll number, enter the subject 1, enter the subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5. All that you enter data. Now you see a professional program you have written. How many days? Just this is, I think, third day. The third training session, you are able to write solid programs. That is enough. Programming is so simple. Unnecessarily, people are making it complicated. So, unnecessarily, don't waste your money by joining institutions by paying user. This is everything you learn on your own. This is the right platform to learn. That's why I named the Ekalavya system. I am the Ekalavya. I followed the same way and learned everything. I recommend you to follow the same system only. You never get any doubt. Every doubt is meant for solving. So, if you get a doubt here, in the next program it is resolved. No problem about that. In this series, totally 10 programs if you perform, you lay such a foundation on this 100-story building you can construct. Such type of foundation you can form through this feel good series.